Did you have a hold on this thing?
Hit! Nice shot, brother.
If you've ever gotten through the Cyber Awareness Challenge without getting any questions wrong, you're a wizard. If during the Cyber Awareness Challenge, when that dude steals your BlackBerry, you just wanted to chase him down and beat the crap out of him, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like, comment, all that stuff really helps me out and helps this channel grow. So I've really been appreciative of your guys' support. 2018 now, and we've gone from like 2,000 subscribers to I think 130,000. Pretty sick. Good times. So thank you. Thank you for your support. If you're looking to support me a little bit more, two ways you can do that. You can buy some sick shirts from us or belts from us from Alonzo Defense Group, and then we'll show people that you are not afraid of guns, but you are very afraid of girls, and that's okay. I'm here for you. Or you can also get ammo through Freedom Munitions. Discount code is Garanthum. I think it's around 5% or so. I should probably know this by now. Any case, they support me, they give me ammo. They also support you guys by giving you guys a sick little discount code, so pretty cool of them. In any case, grab some ammo, get some training, all that kind of stuff helps you out. Let's talk about a rifle that I think is pretty misunderstood or much argued about online. So we're going to be talking about the Knights Armament. No, not you. We're going to be talking about the Knights Armament Company SR-16, and we're also going to be talking about the SR-15 because the SR-16 is the military version. So it was made for rifles that were automatic, and unfortunately, as those definitions fall under the ATF, it is defined as a machine gun. Pretty stupid, unfortunately. Hopefully we can change that at some point. But in any case, likely most of you will be getting your hands on an SR-15 if you're going to be getting your hands on any rifle. Now, between the SR-15 and 16, again, there's no difference except for the automatic capability. On this particular upper, I have around, at this point, about 11,000 rounds, about 4,000 of those rounds suppressed. So quite a bit, and plus another 4,000 or 5,000 on an SR-15 rifle, and then a couple other Knights Armament rifles in various duties that I've done throughout my time. I've seen these everywhere, all over just everywhere. The question is what makes these rifles so good? What makes them so desirable? Because I'm sure you guys know they cost a little bit of money, about 2.2K for an entire rifle, and around 1.6, 1.7 for an upper. So why so much? Well, obviously, because they look freaking awesome, super sexy, right? There's actually a lot going on inside and on this entire rifle and the uppers that make them worth that money. So before we get into it, I just want to say this. There are very few rifles that I really go back to and keep shooting, to be honest. The Mark 18 is one. I continually shoot that. It's not the best rifle. I like it. I like the way it feels. This is a rifle that I continually take to classes and with my friends when I'm having fun and that type of thing because it feels good, it recoils good. This 11.5-inch barrel recoils like my BCM 14.5. And the BCM is an extremely soft recoiling gun. And the reason it recoils so softly is due to a couple proprietary things that Knights Armament has done inside to make this a very controllable weapon. So let's talk about it. What they've done is they've changed up the bolt design. So specifically, the bolt lugs are rounded. Why does that make a difference? Well, what it does is it decreases the likelihood that a bolt lug is going to shear. How often do bolt lugs shear? Well, I actually sheared one about a month ago. Good times, it was really fun. So it does happen, but also what happens is that the weapon unlocks easier after fired. So this attributes to a softer recoil cycle. Another thing that they did with the bolt is that they made the cam pin a little bit smaller. Because of that, you can make the bolt itself walls thicker. That means it's stronger, and there's going to be a greater longevity. In fact, these bolts are known for just not failing. CAC themselves has a warranty on them for around 20,000 rounds, but in my time, I've never seen one fail on its own due to like a bolt lug shearing or something like that. Usually it's because the gun blew up from some catastrophic accident, like some dude loaded too much powder into his gun or something like that. So extremely strong, really reliable. And that comes down to the extractor as well. So they actually changed up the extractor spring. You now have a dual spring extractor. Looks kind of like a little whale tail right there. And that allows the extractor to really bite down on those cases when it's pulling them out. So again, pulling out. Good times. In this case, you really want to pull out. With all that combined, you have a bolt that is extremely reliable, extremely tough, and really make sure that it extracts those cases. So because of that, that all aids the reliability in that recoil cycle in the gun. I can definitely feel it. When I'm shooting this gun compared to like a normal AR-15, I can definitely feel the difference in that recoil impulse and kind of feeling that bolt as it unlocks and travels rearward and all that kind of stuff. You can literally feel it if you fired enough rounds to be kind of familiar with the intricacies of AR-15s and SR-15s and how they feel. That also brings us into the barrel, which is again proprietary because it's going into that Knights Armament bolt. So on the barrel, they use a cold hammer forged barrel. Awesome. That's probably among the best that you can possibly use. They are chrome lined because, again, it's more of a combat weapon. I know that some people really poo-hoo chrome lining. It works extremely well, it's extremely proven, and it's gonna be fine. It's not so much an issue for me. But what makes the barrels so good is the gas system specifically. So we're gonna talk about first the SR-16, SR-15 CQB gas system. So what they've done is the gas block has such a tight tolerance to the barrel that you don't have any gas leaking out besides the gas block, which is pretty common with most AR-15s. So because of that, you have all that gas going back into the bolt carrier group. Now you might say that's bad, don't you want to have gas leak? No, because then you can precisely control how much gas is heading back. Because of that, they can work with a smaller gas port size. Because of that, we have less gas coming back typically than most other designs, and less fouling on the bolt carrier group and all that kind of stuff. Also, that means when I'm running a rifle suppressed, that I have less gas coming back in my face. So if I'm shooting something like my Daniel Defense, freaking awful. My eyes are stinging after firing like 6 shots in rapid succession. Compared to the Knights Armament, it's A-okay. It's working fine. So that is one of the really cool things about their gas block and their gas system. Now on the SR-15 just carbine, like the 14.5 and the 16-inch version, they have something a little bit different, especially with the newer versions where they have actually a castle nut-like attachment that kind of screws up against the gas block and keeps that thing super secure. We're talking bomb-proof installation. So again, managing all that gas correctly allows them to use less. So really cool little thing that they've done there, because that is always kind of my issue when I'm firing a lot of rounds. I'm doing 5, 6, 7, 1,000 rounds a day or something like that, and my glove is just like coated in carbon, or my hand's coated in carbon, and that's just like straight cancer on my hand. So, I'm glad I don't have cancer on my hand when I'm shooting the Knights Armament rifle. So good on them there. Now out on the end of the barrel, I have kind of an older muzzle device because again, I'm running one of their older uppers, but this is their one designed for the NT4 suppressor. It's kind of like their bird cage. Works perfectly fine. You can see in the videos I'm controlling this weapon extremely well. It feels just like the A2X on the BCM, but without so much of the concussion. So I really like it. Now there are other muzzle devices that I would likely recommend from Knights Armament, like their 3-prong or their MAMs or something like that, and those are all really well made. But I do want to say that this one works perfectly fine, and I like how small and short it is and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully I'll be getting a NT4 suppressor soon so I can mount that bad boy right on there. Bolt, barrel, gas system, muzzle device, all that stuff comes together in making for a very, very soft recoiling rifle. They did an extremely good job. And if you can imagine, the 11.5 is very soft on the shoulder. Imagine what the 14.5 and the 16 are like. They're a pleasure to shoot. So moving from there, from kind of the stuff that they did, let's talk a little bit about the rails. So on the URX 3.1 right here, the older rail, I love it. I love the way it looks. We have QD mounts at the front and at the back. On the URX 4, just at the back, again, the URX 4 is running M-LOK and key mod. Again, pick which one you like. I think that the URX 4s are likely a better option nowadays because with the URX 3.1, you're much more limited in what you're kind of mounting on here. But nonetheless, both rails are extremely strong. The URX 4s are a little bit lighter than the 3.1s, but I just love the way this rail looks. So there's that. Now, I don't have a complete rifle here. My lower is a SBR lower from a Daniel Defense. But if you do get a complete rifle, the lowers from Knights Armament are ambidextrous, and they come with a pretty sick trigger. It's the Knights Armament trigger. It's a 2-stage, 4.5 pound. Feels pretty close to the Gh3. Not as good as some of the higher end Gh3s, but really, really good. So much so that I wouldn't swap it out for a Gh3. Now, when you buy the uppers, you might be concerned about, what buffer you should use here. And have no fear, because Knight's Armament will include the buffer that you need to install into your rifle. So no issues when it comes to that. These rifles also come standard with rail panels, all that normal stuff on your URX4s. On the UX 3.1, it also came with rail panels, but again, I like my grip to not be so girthy and that type of thing. So many manufacturers nowadays don't ship their rifles with sights on them, which I always thought was kind of weird. So the Knight's Armament comes with the CAC and micro sights, which are among my favorite. So big surprise for me there, really happy to get those on there. And again, they're actually worth quite a bit, so if you want to recoup some of your money, you could always sell those, but honestly, don't, because those are some really nice backup iron sights. So we've talked a lot about what I love about this rifle. So what do I not love about the rifle? Not a whole lot. I guess it's kind of expensive, and that can be a problem, but with everything that's put into it and that's included with it, the price isn't so much a problem for me. This is a go for me, guys. This is a definite go. This is one of my favorite rifles that I've ever shot, and I'll be keeping it for a very long time. Now, before we kind of get into the end here, I wanted to talk really quickly about my setup, because I know everybody will ask. So I'm using the B5 Stop Mod stock on this particular rifle. I just love those stocks. They feel good. Moving up, we have just a charging handle from Knight's Armament. This one has an extended latch, pretty standard. Feels a lot like the BCM. Feels just as good. Love it. Feel no need to change or anything like that. Moving up, I have the Aimpoint M4S on a ScalarWorks mount. ScalarWorks is one of my favorite mounting companies right now for my optics. They don't pay me anything, guys, so I just like them a lot. Moving up from there, I'm running a at PLC from L3 Insight Technologies and the Arisaka 600 series Lite, which is a really good alternative to the Surefire. Really durable. Both those are connected into a Surefire dual switch, and that way, if I need to shoot ambidextrous, I can easily switch between either and activate the light or activate the PEC if I need to do that type of thing. So, good times there. On the bottom right here, you can see that I have one of their little rail panel hand stop mounts, and I have it backwards. And the reason for that is that I kind of like the hard shelf on this particular hand stop. I don't like kind of the slope, so I pointed it backwards and it fits my hand fine, perfectly, and it feels really good for me. Now, if you don't like these little hand stops that they have, you can attach a rail section and attach whatever mount you want, but kind of like the way it looks, and I also like the way it feels right here, so that's why I went with that. Okay, that kind of brings us to the end of the rifle setup. So, I love this rifle. This is definitely the rifle that you deserve and the rifle that you need. I would highly recommend it. I know that the price is steep, but if you're looking for perhaps one of the best rifles out there on the market when it comes to reliability and durability, this is your baby right here. And it makes you look cool, and as we know, looking cool matters, but only if you get training, so make sure you get that training. Thank you for watching, guys. As always, stay tuned for next week, and I've got nothing else for you. Before you and your partner kind of go the extra mile together, I would really, really recommend that you get an STI check or an STD check, whatever you want to call it, because it's a mutual respect thing, really. If you both respect each other, you should feel safe going into that type of intimate relationship. So you should feel okay getting the STD check together, even if if one of you does have something. Stuff happens, right? Most of the stuff is curable, and if it's not, then it's manageable. No big deal there. But please do that, guys. You don't want to, kind of hop into bed so quickly that you make, one single mistake and it affects you for the rest of your life. That would really suck. So please be safe on that type of stuff. I can't stress it enough. I actually worked at an STI clinic for a long time, and I saw a lot of mistakes like that changed the course of somebody's lives because they didn't want to wait an extra day. I promise you guys can wait the extra day or two to get that test done. It's definitely worth it. So that is my dad advice for the day.